Good afternoon. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since I've uploaded a video. I've been waiting on this new machine to come in, and it's the X-Carve from Inventables. Inventables is a Chicago. Their company's in Chicago, and anyway, this machine has just hit the market at I think it was a week. It was March or April the 30th was the first day they shipped, but I think they actually began shipping like a week early. But that's how long these things have been on the market. Anyway, I was contacted by a guy named Michael in their advertising department, and he asked me if he could give me this machine free of charge if I would do an honest, straightforward review of assembly and working through a project, and at the end, just an honest, what do I think about the machine? Okay. Well, one thing I like about this is what happened. I've always been interested in the CNC carving thing, but the software to run these machines is just astronomical. It's to run 3D stuff. This is a full 3D machine. You can carve a face out with it if you want to, and you have the know-how to operate the software and stuff like that. But the machine itself will do it. But this 3D software and all is just super high-dollar software. So I just always wrote it off. But now I've been offered this opportunity. This is my machine. It didn't cost me anything. Inventables sent it to me free of charge. They even paid the shipping, like I said. So there's no, I'm just putting that out there so that everybody knows that I was given this machine. It didn't cost me anything. Thank you, Inventables. Thank you, Zach. And I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity. But Inventables has come up with this software, and it's really cool. It's web-based, so it's on their website, and you can access it, and you can design your projects on that software, send it to the machine, and carve your project out on the machine, and they don't charge you a dime to use it. Okay? This is basically a hobby type machine. It's not a great big industrial type CNC machine, but it carves really well. As you'll see in the video, I'll be doing this carving here. This was my very first project, and being an absolute noob at CNC, that right there I think turned out pretty good. But anyway, we will get started on putting this thing together and wiring it up and getting this project done, and I hope you guys enjoy it. There'll be a lot of fast forwarding through this video because there was a lot to get in here, and I generally try to keep my videos around 30 to 35 minutes, so that's what I'm going to do, and so I'll be speeding up a good bit through this video. Alright, you guys sit back and enjoy, and we'll get this thing started, get her put together. Okay, well, here it is. Got everything. It's out of the box. Got everything sort of semi-organized the way I'm thinking I'm going to need it. But I also ordered this tool kit when I ordered it, and it comes with supposedly all the tools that you need. Safety glasses. can always use more of those. But it comes with all the tools, you know, apparently that you'll need to assemble this thing. I probably have all these tools here, but it's nice to have it all in one place, and it's a pretty nice case it comes in too. Fairly heavy duty nylon case. But I'm going to be using my instructions that Inventables has online. And I am able to get my home Wi-Fi out here in the shop. Barely, but I can. But I'm going to use these instructions. Let's see if I can get in there a little bit closer there. Maybe you can. I don't know how to do like screen sharing and all of that kind of mess. But anyway, over on this side over here is your basically it's your table of contents, and the instructions are set up to go step by step, just like that. And you're going to go over and we're going to get started with the X-carriage. It's this one right here. There's a video that shows you how to do it right here, but there's also, as you come on down, it starts out, it gives you written instructions. And the what I like about this is that as people call in and suggest things and all of this, Inventables updates the instructions. So, you know, the videos may not show everything that the instructions may. Okay, here I am installing the V wheels. There are 2 fixed and 2 adjustable on the X-carriage. Also, at the same time, I'm installing the smooth pulleys for the belt to run through. Make sure that you get the eccentric nuts on the right side, because that's where all your adjustment will come from. And don't let them fall apart on you. Alright, well, you can see I'm getting ready according to the instructions. The next step is to put the motor, the stepper motor, onto the X-carriage that I just assembled with all the wheels. I opted for the NEMA 23 stepper motors, which has a little more power than the NEMA 17s, I believe are standard. But now I've got to assemble the motor, which has, it has the pulley, which is the aluminum pulley, and it attaches to the X-carriage with 4 screws. Okay, I've got all my parts counted out for my Y-axis, and this involves 2 plates, mirror image of each other. I've installed the smooth rollers, and now I'm working on the V wheels. Again, you get 2 fixed V wheels and 2 adjustable. Now we install the motor and the pulley. Same setup. 2 set screws for the pulley. And then we're going to attach the terminal block, which is what gathers up all the wiring from the motor and to the control cables. The motor wire's on one side and the control wire's wire on the other. The X and Y motors all have those. Then we move on to attaching the Y-axis extrusions or maker slides with self-tapping screws. Make sure you use a good cutting oil or a 3-in-1 oil. I believe I used a 3-in-1 oil on this. Make sure your screws start in straight and they end up good and tight in there. And before we install
the other side will slip on the X carriage onto this carriage here. There will be 2 maker slides that you have to put together on this. Okay, this is where I'm installing the second maker slide for the gantry. Self-tapping screws are tough. Make sure you oil.
Okay, while I'm threading these in, while I'm tapping these in, it's really not that hard, but you've really got to torque on that screwdriver pretty good. Come up with a little solution for that. That screwdriver's got a hole through it, so I'm just going to put a threaded rod through there and use it like a handle. And that should make it a little bit easier for me. Right, now I'm just working on the Y, and it's more threading, self-tapping. So, but what it is, I've got to attach these plates to the extrusions, just like this. I've already got these 2 started, and now I'm ready to tighten them up. I'm just going to use this handle again because it really makes a big difference. And you just tighten it up.
Okay, I'm just getting ready to attach the X-axis to the Y maker slides before I put the other end of the plates on. It's actually very simple. You just line the maker slides up through the wheels and let her go. Then we're attaching the belts. One side of the belt gets into a fixed position. It wraps through. And then the other side will be the adjustable side. It'll adjust with a machine screw that runs through, and then you lock it down from there. But that gives you plenty of room where you can tension up the belt if you need to.
Okay, we've got the maker slide for the Z-axis here. Now I'm getting ready to put in the Acme rod, and I'm just making sure the dough and it works very freely up and down through there. So I'm just running it through my drill a few times.
Okay, now we're mounting the Acme rod to the X-carriage and installing the pulley. And a nut goes on top to hold it in place. Then we move on and attach the motor and the pulley. There again, it's 2 set screws for the pulley and 4 screws for the motor. Alright, then it's time to start the wiring. We'll wire each motor to the terminal blocks, and pay very close attention to the instructions throughout the rest of the installation, because this thing is the instructions make it simple, but you can really get this messed up. So just pay close attention to the instructions. Then wire up your control cables. The control cables will go to the power supply and the controllers, your Arduino. And once that's done, we're going to get ready to install the drag chain. Drag chain is very simple. All your wires run through. I taped them together, ran them through, and then it just snaps on to the Y plate. Okay, now we're getting ready to mount the spindle. So the Z carriage with the spindle mount gets your V wheels fixed and adjustable, and they will mount to your Delrin rod and onto the Z-axis extrusion or maker slide. And once they're on there, it's mounted to the maker slide. Now I'm just going to tighten down. I'm going to install the spindle and tighten down the bolts on the side. All these are in the instructions. It's all very simple as you go, just step by step. Then is the waste board. Each one of the pre-drilled holes gets a threaded insert. Good idea, use a 6mm hex head. Will really make these things a lot easier if you use a drill. Then we mount the waste board to the framework and get everything squared up. They mount in there with insertion nuts that slide into the maker slides.
Alright, one of the biggest problems with CNC carving is the expense of the software. I mean, it can run into thousands of dollars. But the people at Inventables have developed this software, and it's web-based, so you don't have to download anything or anything like that. It's called Easel, and you go into Easel from their website, and it pops up here. And over on this side, if you've been working on different projects, you can bring it up, which is what I'm going to do, or you can just go to File and start a brand new one. Now this is the file that I've chosen to be basically my first real project. And basically what I did was I took, Easel has made this very simple. You can like click a square and it puts a square there on there, and you can move it, you can manipulate it, you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can move it wherever you want, you can slide it, and and you can rotate it also. And as you're manipulating your design over here, you see it over on this side over here. This is your 3D rendering. It's going to show you what it will look like being cut out. Let me delete that one. Okay, but to start out with, you have this screen. It's just a blank screen when you start. Go to materials, and I'm going to be cutting this out of MDF. So I come down, I click MDF. It already has all the tools and stuff like that assigned. So I'm going to type in, my piece of MDF is 9 inches. 9 inches wide. And, well, let's see here, backspace, by 9 inches. By 0.39 inches. Okay, so that is what my thing looks like. Now, I'm going to change it first to maple for right now. I'm going to change it to maple just so you can kind of see what's going on. It doesn't show up on the MDF very well. But I've added text, which is here. And just like any other text editor, you can, manipulate your text or whatever. You can type whatever you want. You can size it. Let's see. You can size the text the same way and manipulate it. You can even turn it. Well, let's actually try that. Let's see if we can just turn it and make it look kind of cool. Alright. So we're turning it there. And but you got different shapes and stuff that you can add. You got a pencil here that you can draw with or whatever. But if you notice the different shades of color, when you click on something, that shade pops up. And it's on this chart here. It actually tells how deep the bit's going to go. And I've got it set for, changed it somehow. I want it 0.06 for that one. Hit enter. Now I want the same for this one. 0.06. Enter. Ovals right there. Same thing. 0.06. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this as a relief carving. So this being a relief carving, the saw blade here will be standing out and everything else will be carved down into the saw blade and around the saw blade. So I've got a circle here and a square here, and then my text, and then this little circle in here, kind of like an arbor hole, and all that will be relief carved, as you can see over here. Now I'll change it back to the MDF, and hopefully it saved my settings, which it did. Alright, it did, and you can see by the size here that it will fit on this piece of MDF here. So I'm good to go with that. Now, but the folks at Easel, they made this, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, but now this software will actually do a full three-dimensional picture also, carving, I'm sorry. So let's, but that's a little bit too ambitious for me right now. I'm definitely the noob in this thing. But when you click material, they have a few that you can choose from. If you want to use a default, just choose something that's about the same hardness as the material that you're going to use. Otherwise, you know, you can play with the depth per pass and things like that. Let's see, I want to change this depth per pass to point, or backspace, 0.3. I'll go 0.3 inches, 0.03 inches. I don't really want it to go that fast, so I can change that. That's 40 inches per minute. I'll change it to about 30. I'm just trying to be careful. I don't want to break my bits. Alright. So, hey, I'm out here in the shop, and I've got my drawing out here. The good thing with Easel is you can go to any computer that has internet access and just pull your work up. I did this in the house. I didn't have to transfer any files or anything. It automatically saves up to I guess a cloud or up at Inventables or whatever. But when you access it, you have access to all your stuff, all your projects. So anyway, this is MDF. I've got everything set up, and I can see my drawing here. But now I'm going to have to do this with 2 bits, because down inside the woodworking part there, my 0.11 bit won't fit in there. So I have to use a smaller bit, and that's what I'm about to set the machine up to do that. I think it's already got that one in. Bit size 0.11, no. I believe that's back. It's 0.05. Okay, it's 0.05 bit that I've got in there right now. So, make sure I change that. Yeah. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the background and everything before I run the first time, and then I'm going to add it back in, change my bit, and then I'm going to run the second round, because that way I can get this done and get my background cut out. Okay, well, let me cut. I'm just going to delete these out for right now, and I'll be coming back to do it, to get it back in there in just a few minutes. Get that out. Okay, even this little hole right here. Get that out. Delete. Okay, so I'm going to carve that first. That's going to be carved first. with a small bit, and then I'll add everything back exactly the way it is, and I'll put the larger bit in. So I'm ready to carve. I click carve. I've measured my material, and it's 0.54 inches. Is correct. Right, I've clamped it down into the onto the bed there. So I will confirm that. Just confirm that the material is secure. My bit, you can choose one here if you would like, and that's fine, but I chose to use my calipers. I have some electronic calipers here that I will use to measure my bit, and that's the bit size that I got off of it, 0.54 or 0.05. Confirm the bit size. Confirm the home position. So now I've got to jog it back. I'll jog it back on the Y axis after I turn it on. Okay, and I'm just going to jog it from the buttons on the screen there, and you'll be able to see here what's going on. So I'm going to jog it back until I get it lined up. That's pretty close. Let me go up on the Z axis just so I don't break anything. Now I'm coming back on the X. Let's see where we're at. Okay, the X looks good. I'm going to come down on Z. Okay, I'm dead on that corner. That's the home position. That's the home position that I chose when I set the machine up. So we are ready to carve. Alright, confirm home position. Okay, raise the bit. As long as I haven't screwed anything up. The spindle turns on automatically. Confirm that and then start carving. And we'll see what this thing does here. See if it'll cut out these words. Gotta blow that off. This is just a piece of MDF that I painted. I'm hoping that bit will be small enough to get in all of it. I'll move you right here so you can see what's going on. Just started its second pass, and you can see how it'll make a rough and cut first away from the carving, and then it'll come back and clean that up nice and sharp and crisp. X-Carve. Going around making his cleaning pass on the blade for the second pass. Boy, just cleans that up so nice. About 70%, taking about 15 minutes so far, probably about 20 by the time it gets done. Just cleans that up so nice. Good. Just cleaning it up. Alright, I'll be back when I get done. Alright. There's my project. I think it looks pretty good, you know, for a first time. And I really enjoyed doing it too. This machine I got it was 3 days ago when I got to start working on it. But I didn't get to start working on it until late in the evening of that first day. So I didn't get a whole lot done, and the next day I got the rest of it done, and I kind of played around with Easel, which is the software that you can use to run this. It doesn't cost anything. Of course, you can use other software too. You can use the other CAD CAM softwares, CAD being what you design with, what you draw your pictures with, and the CAM, which actually converts all that information into a toolpath, and then you generate your G code, which is sent to the machine. That tells the machine where to go and what to do. I really enjoyed putting this thing together. The instructions were very good. I did have some confusion along in the wiring parts. Just they would say this side of the machine or that side of the machine, and what I would look at, it didn't quite register. The wiring can get very complicated if you do not follow the steps, step by step. Make sure, if you decide to buy one of these, that you go by the instructions step by step. Watch the videos of what I would do. I'd watch the video first, and then I would start with step 1, step 2, step 3, until I got it all done. And the first time I plugged it up, my little blue light came on, and apparently according to the instructions, that's a good thing. And then I went through the setup process, and it was pretty self-explanatory. It was pretty simple for somebody who's not very computer savvy like me. And but I got it set up there again, first time, just by following the instructions. And then I got the machine tuned up, got everything square, got all the wheels tight, and everything. Nothing moves. This thing is very, very rigid. So and then I fired it up, and this is what I got. It was just a design that I came up with fairly quickly. The saw blade I downloaded off of the internet onto, and I put it in Inkscape, which is kind of a free version of Adobe Illustrator. And I turned it into vectors, a vector graphic, and saved it as a SVG. Easel works as Easel can only import SVG files, which are vector graphics. It can import three-dimensional graphics. This is considered 2D, I guess, because it's just a flat surface. But I've seen one guy on there. He's trying to do a dolphin or something. It looks like the dolphin is swimming out of the block of wood. It's pretty cool. But everybody's still kind of experimenting with their X-Carves. But I really haven't heard anything bad about them yet, and I definitely cannot say anything bad about it. In my book, not really knowing CNC wood carving very much, this machine here is top notch. It carved that whole thing. It carved for about 20 minutes solid. It never missed a lick. All my little teeth on my saw blade are sharp, and this is just MDF. But that thing went around that so fast. It was just moving so fast, but it was hitting every one of those corners perfect. And around the edges, all the edges, everything is really clean. I like it. I like it. They're constantly working on their instructions too, however, and I do have a couple of suggestions I'm going to make on that when it comes to the wiring. And maybe it'll make it easier for somebody else that, somebody else that's a noob and really don't know a lot of the terminology. So, anyway, that's my review of my X-Carve. And there again, it was sent to me for free by the people at Inventables. Thank you, Zach Kaplan and Michael, for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. And, I think you're running a top-notch company up there. Thank y'all very much, and I hope everybody enjoyed this video. And if you've ever thought about looking into CNC carving, just go by their website and look at Inventables. Just see what they have to offer. All right, y'all have a good day, and I'll see you down the road.